Hi guys, how you all doing? Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rodian and we're building a house. Today in this episode we are going to be tackling the two small gables on either end of the house. We've got one at the back here which we're going to do now, and we've got also one at the front, very similar, just at the front of the house. So the idea here is go from the corbels, which I very painstakingly did in a few episodes ago, card up here, check it out. We're going to go from the corbel of 3 courses coming all the way up under the fascia, which I've had to take off to do this brickwork here. And you see this line that I've penciled in? This is the line that needs cutting. That line there is 3 courses down from where the rafters come out. This gap here is going to step out 20mm to the top, all the way up there, and then all the roof tiles are going to be sitting on that and have a nice little detail running all the way up here with 1 course at the bottom, dog tooth in the middle, and then an oversailing course above that. So it's going to stick out that 20mm. The thing we need to do today is we need to cut this out, because I was very eager and just built this section up before I even knew what was going on with this, so more for me. But yeah, we're going to cut all the way down here, not with a grinder, because the grinder I have, this bad boy here, is just miles too big to get in there, and a little 9-inch one just won't cut through the whole way through the brick. So what are we going to use? Well, I'll tell you what we are going to use. So we're going to be using a reciprocating saw, or I'll most probably refer to it as a rip saw. These are generally used for timber, but you can get masonry blades for them. So what I've got here is a nice masonry blade. It's a bit of an old one, but it still cuts quite well because these bricks are relatively soft for this. And I'm just going to zip, I say just zip it up there, but it'll probably take a while because this is a lot slower than a grinder, but it's a lot more nimble and you can get it into smaller spaces and tricky little areas where you can't fit a grinder in, even a small grinder, because a small grinder, little 4-inch, it won't do much damage to this. Well, it'll cut a line in it, but you won't be able to snap them off. So in an ideal world, I'd like to use my big bad boy, but got this as a backup. So let's jump straight through. We'll cut this off and lay a few bricks. Let's get going. There we go, just like that. Is it as straight as I'd like? No. Was it as easy as I enjoyed doing? Not particularly. It took me about, what was that, about half an hour to cut that? Are there easier ways of doing it? Of course there are. There are tools like all saws and things like that, but I don't have any of those, and I'm more than happy to use what I've got. Could I have gone and got something else and hide it? Of course I could. Could get things like all saws and stuff like that. But the time it took me to cut that out, and by the time the other side needs a little bit of cutting, not as much as this, by the time I do those, they'd be done by the time I've even gone down the shop, the high shop, talked to the fella, got it and come back, it'd be done. So, and plus I'm saving a few quid doing it, so I'd sooner use what I've got. So let me know down in the comments what you guys would have used in this situation. You can't get a big grinder in here, you could get a smaller grinder in and just snap them. Obviously it would have been much easier for me to just build it like this in the first place, but I was originally, this whole wall was just going to be flush. I changed my mind. Trouble with me, I change my mind all the time. So yeah, obviously the easiest way of doing it is just building it like this, string a line up, cut them as you go and plonk them in, which is exactly what I'm going to do on the gables, but on the front and the back I was a bit eager, and so we're doing it this way. Right, enough of me waffling on, let's get a few bricks laid and do this course in here through here, get it nice and looking pucker. And there we go, one finished detail for the gable. Now, I know it's not exactly what I said I was going to do, but you know me, I like to mix things up a bit. I did go with the denture course in the end rather than the dog toothing, purely because it was a lot easier to do and a lot quicker. I just wanted to get it done, and realistically not many people are going to be looking up here. So we've gone with the denture course instead, like I said, purely because, well, it's a bit more simplistic, not only for the fact that it's easier to build, but also the farmhouse kind of vibe that I'm going for with this house. You wouldn't really have too much detail on it. It's not trying to show off anything, but I'm happy with how this is. This particular brick here is it's a bit that way, but I'm not too bothered about that, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. That step out works out right, and then we have, I didn't bother doing a half step and then a full step with the brick above it. I just stepped these ones, the ones sticking out 20 mil, and then the top course just oversailing over, and these ones in the middle, they are just flush back with this wall here. So we've only got one step out, which is this brick and these bricks. That's it really, and it goes up in the end. I think it looks really nice. Obviously I've rubbed it up, it needs a little brush over, but let's just stand back and let you guys have a look. I think that's come up really well. I'm really happy with that. I'm very glad I went with this corbel instead of the beastie one that I was going to do, because this would be oversailing a hell of a lot and it would have been a lot more tricky to do. But no, I'm very happy with the way that's turned out. Right now I've got this one done, I'm going to go around and do the other one on the other side, but I'll do that one off camera. I think one's enough, just a little video here for you. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think about this, if there's anything you'd want to do any different, if you would have preferred me to do the dog toothing. Yeah, just let me down there. Love reading all you guys' comments. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this episode, and subscribe if you aren't already. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. So see you later. Take care.